Attack. It is the first attack of the Shield final. Niall Corcoran has just joined me in commentary. Cuchulainns do their best to stop up this attack. Here is Brian Rush. Who's going to get the possession? Rucks, such a big part of the modern game. We haven't seen too many of them today, but as you go on and the teams become more matched, you probably will see a few more. And we're at the final stage, so you'll definitely see them here. Still to come, by the way, the cup final between Lisdowney of Kilkenny and O'Toole's of Dublin. We'll concentrate on that in a while, but first up, Cuchulainns of Armagh City looking for a score, a first score in this Shield final. Have they got it? The answer is yes. As you said earlier on, Niall, it's really important to get the scoreboard ticking over. That's exactly what Conor Devlin has done. Absolutely great score there, and just settle into the game and take those easy scores, and then the goals will present themselves, and might be one coming up here now, Oisín. It's James McCann. Bats it. Good save by the keeper. McCann on the rebound. It's a really good finish. It's a fantastic goal. Great rebound. Took his man on again. Fantastic finish. Paddy Heaney made a really good save, but McCann didn't give up on it. Our referee, by the way, is Jerry Delaney from Ballyboden St Enda's. Heaney, it's so frustrating for him. He made a good save, but such is the nature of sevens that generally players do follow in, and there's more of them than there would be in 15s, if we can call it that. That was really cool stuff from Dwyer Marshall. Away it goes from McErlane. They're getting out in front of their men now. Can they take advantage? Here's Moninne, who's actually from Ballygawley, but obviously they don't have a hurling team, so he plays for Eoghan Ruadh. This is a good run from McCann, just leaves it behind him. He's won the free in. Got the free in, yeah. I think their full-back originally held them up well, but then just gave away that free, so it's another chance for a score for Eoghan Ruadh. I walked over around both teams just to do the checks of numbers and make sure all was present and correct, and they were both in really good form. The energy levels were high, despite the fact that they've had a day of hurling in this really sticky heat. Yeah, I was watching both teams. They were warming up, and both look very lively, Oisín, and shows that the fitness levels of both teams, that they can display this energy in the final, having gone a day of hurling with the weather we've had. Dwyer Marshall sticks it over. This game being broadcast via Performer Sports. Check out their website for stats on this and stats on pretty much everything else sports related. We're grateful to them for providing the platform for broadcast. Picking that one up is McParland. Can he get out a shot? Well, it's smothered and it bounces all the way back to the goalkeeper, Conor Malloy. Malloy away, where it's one-on-one. These battles so intriguing. He's not afraid to take players on, is he, McCann? He's already got one goal. He's looking for a second. He's blocked on the way to goal, and it's a free. It's a free out as well. Lots of space in there when you get one-on-one. Those are the times to take on your man, and there's definitely space in there when the ball goes in. Goals free-flowing early in the day. When you get to the semi-finals and finals, they're harder to come by. But these games can turn and twist, and within minutes you can go from being comfortably in front to being behind. Here's Conor Devlin. Devlin great gets it into the corner. Great finish. He's on 1-1 now. Fantastic, yeah. Definitely Cuchulainns looking for him every time that the defenders get the ball. And Eoghan Ruadh have the ball out again now, free man. It's a really good puck out. Hicks is going to run onto it. He's being closed down. He still has space. Didn't get it the way he'd... Whoa! Somehow it's gone in. Dermot Hicks, or I beg your pardon, Dwyer Marshall with the luckiest of lucky goals. Marshall, well, they've caught a break there. Cuchulainns look to respond immediately. Can they do it through Marley? The answer is, well, one umpire is saying yes, one is saying no. The white flag is being raised. That means it is a point. They only do that when it's a point. So that's a really vital score as well. Absolutely good response. So that was a point, just to clarify. Eoghan Ruadh going long, it just bounces away from Moninne. He was unlucky there, he hasn't given up on it. He's being chased down by William Wong. Wong puts it out, but the alternative was worse. Actually, Wong gets a bit of a lucky break there because it went off the Eoghan Ruadh man, and it's a line ball. Still a line ball in a dangerous position, even though it's their possession, if that makes sense, because they're so deep. Wong doesn't get the distance, but it's a good pickup by McParland, who came back to help out. McParland goes long where it's 2-on-2. Just comes off the stick of Devlin. Devlin tries to make it his, kicked away from him by McErlane. McErlane tries to tidy it up. He has the keeper as an out ball, but he doesn't need him. What a confident turn that was.
Long deep ball in, 1-on-1 inside.
He's aiming towards Turlough Mullen. Mullen takes it up. Can he beat his man? Mullen is hauled down, and because we only play 7s once a year, I have to refresh myself on the rules, but if that was 15s, it would be a penalty.
That would be a penalty.
And a card, I think, as well. Black card.
25 yards in, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're in that kind of central lane, if that makes sense.
It's interesting, you see Eoghan Ruadh play with just looking for that 1-on-1 deep inside, and Cuchulainns look for have to have 2-on-2, so just interesting to see different formations.
It's a nice cool breeze beginning to blow. I have to say it's nice after the day of heat we've had.
Who needs Spain?
Exactly. Spain doesn't have hurling. Not too much of it anyway. That's a good score. It's tapped over. I think it was Dwyer Marshall who put it over.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was. It was Marshall. He's having a fine game so far. It's a really close game. Here's Dermot Hicks. Hicks has a look up. He could well go for it from there. The breeze has got stronger. It wasn't a factor earlier on here in Glenalbyn. It is now. Trying to tidy that one up is Quaylen Rice. He allows it to bounce back to his goalkeeper, Paddy Heaney. Heaney, under real pressure, gets the hand pass away. Cuchulainns are really working hard to get the ball out, and it is burning up energy. Here's Tom Marley. Marley looking for the man out in front. You can hear that breeze in the microphones now. Here's Sean Paul McKernan. Goes to ground, no free. He's been dispossessed. He's been pickpocketed. Will this be a goal effort or a point effort? I think he's going to go for goal. And it hasn't got in. It's a good save by the goalkeeper. Malloy threw himself down. For a second, I wasn't sure where that ball went, but Malloy secured the possession. He was looking down the line from Mullen.
It's a bit of ground hurling you don't normally see up the line.
Yep. It is an Eoghan Ruadh ball. While we have a lull in the match.
That is a nice breeze, Oisín.
Yeah, it is a nice breeze, isn't it? Dwyer Marshall rolls the line ball beautifully. McCann takes it, turns. McCann's still going. He's very strong. He's smothered. That's a really good interception then by Dermot Hicks. Hicks away to a man in a bit of space. Look at the pace. And keep in mind, this is after almost a full day's hurling, but that's really good defending by Dwyer Marshall. However, he did pick it up off the ground, and it is a free in, and very cleverly he hangs on to it. He doesn't want McParland to get the possession quickly because it was 2-on-2 inside, and they would have been able to create a goal chance. Now they're just going to pop it over for a point. Absolutely,
and you see both teams using the ball well. You don't see these big long runs in a final. It's more about keeping possession and using possession, and this is a nice score for Cuchulainns coming up if they can nail it.
Which they probably will. It's a good score, and it is nailed. And it's nailed by, well, we don't have 6 registered on the numbers. I did say this earlier on, that occasionally in 7s teams change jerseys, or that there might be a number go astray. We'll try and clarify at half-time who it is. I'm sure Cuchulainns don't care. They've got the score. Can Mullen get the score? No, he can't. What a save from Heaney. That's one of the saves of the day.
Absolutely, great save. Now Cuchulainns run just goes out over the sideline.
This is end to end. It's really good stuff. If the cup final and tomorrow's All Ireland final or anything like this, then we're in for an entertaining weekend. Of course, we've already had some quality All Ireland Camogie quarterfinals today. Waterford winning, Dublin were in action. I didn't get to see the final score of that one because I was concentrating on the action here. But look, I'm sure if you're following it and you're into it, you'll have found out by now. Heaney picks out his man. It's a good run from Devlin. Devlin measures, shoots, and scores. Really good score. Really good game.
And well, again, very, very well done. Just you pick and choose when to go at the defender. That's just a nice score there for Cuchulainns.
Mullen is a bit of a nightmare to mark. He's so quick. He gets out in front. I'm sure as a cornerback, Niall, you'd hate to be on him. Goes for the pass. It's a bit of a miscue. And that miscue all came from the pressure that the defender put on him. Tom Marley goes back to the keeper, Heaney, who has made an absolutely amazing save here. He puts it in on top of the full forward. It's 1-on-1. Trying to defend it there is Mackerlane. Mackerlane did really well to break it. Devlin trying to get it up off the ground. Mackerlane stuck to him like glue. He's got support, and getting it away is Campbell. Campbell, who's from Moy, the same club as the Kavanaghs, but again, if you're from a club that doesn't have a hurling team, you're allowed to play for another club. Alan Kearns is an example of that in Galway, actually. He won All Irelands with both Salthill, Knocknacarra and Clarenbridge. Yeah, that's right. Sean Paul McKernan standing over this one. Didn't quite catch it right. Keeper racing over. Can he get there? Sean Paul tries to hold off his man. The collisions, you can feel them from here. We're on scaffolding. We don't need those kind of reverberations. Keeper did well to just get it out, get it away, and then get back. They're going to go for it. You know a player is going to go for it when he tells someone else who is lining it up to step away. Here's Conor Devlin. He's more than capable of putting this over from here.
This to level the game.
It's actually a free rather than a line ball, but either way it goes wide. From a tight enough angle against a stiff enough breeze, and that breeze has picked up, but Cuchulainns will have that breeze in the second half. Half time, Cuchulainns of Armagh 1-4, Eoghan Ruadh 2-2. So that's 1 point between them. The Tyrone team leading the Armagh team in the Shield final here at the Beacon Hospital. Kilmacud Sevens. Niall Corcoran, former Dublin cornerback, on analysis. Niall, what are you making of this Shield final?
Really enjoyable. Both teams look to have lots of energy. Again, very interesting just to see their formations. 1v1 inside for Eoghan Ruadh, and Cuchulainns are playing with 2 inside. And again, both teams trying to use the ball well. Very noticeable that a lot of striking as opposed to running down the middle. And again, both keepers have made some great saves, and that could be vital in the next 10 minutes to see who can win out. But very enjoyable game so far, Oisin.
While we have a lull in proceedings, Damian Casey was such a legend of a hurling person. We lost him far too young in recent times, and I just want to send our condolences to all of the Tyrone hurling fraternity, especially Eoghan Ruadh. He'll never be forgotten. In that way, he'll never leave us. And not only was he a great hurler, now I didn't know him personally, but everyone who I spoke to him about said he was just such a great guy. We are still thinking of you. We're still with you.
Well said, Oisin. Always tragic to lose somebody like that. I think I saw Damian hurl a couple of times.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Fantastic player.
Unreal, like made Croke Park his own.
Yeah,
you
fantastic.
know, fantastic guy. And in the bracket, and look, I hate to break it down to he was a great hurler, and that's what we're going to talk about, because that was just one aspect of him, a great guy, but that's how I knew him. And what I'll say is if he was in Galway, he'd have been on the Galway panel. If he happened to move to Kilkenny for work, he would have been on the Kilkenny panel. Waterford the same. Any county would have been glad to have him. And this is the most important thing. Any team would have been glad to have him for 2 reasons. One, because of his ability, but also the personality and just what he gave a team. So
most definitely well said.
Well, we're about to resume for the second half of the Shield final. Win, lose or draw, it has been a great day for these two teams. Normally the finals are 15 minutes aside, but they've very wisely decided to go with 10 minutes aside because of the heat that these players have played in all day. It's a really smart decision. I don't think anyone's going to argue with it. I would imagine as well, if it's level at the end, we'll go straight to penalties. Normally, again, you go to extra time, but I think we'll go straight to penalties. Well, I have to clarify that, but again, that's one of the quirks of Seven. Sometimes things change, or you haven't done it for years, so you're not entirely sure. I know the cup final goes to extra time. I'm not sure about the Shield final.
I remember one of our finals, which again I think went to extra time. We just put Ryan Dwyer up the edge of the square and hit the ball in, and that was it. It saved a lot of our legs, and that's what you do. So yeah.
Anthony Daly said it in Ryan Dwyer's Laker Gale that one of his game plans, it was against Limerick, was just get the ball to Ryan. He said it was simplistic, I know, he said, but it worked.
It worked.
Probably wouldn't work against the current Limerick team. Ryan would win a fair share of ball, but you probably need something a bit more detailed than that and whatnot. Have you got a Laker Gale yet?
Not yet, no, not yet.
And Ryan got one?
Ryan got one, yeah.
Jealous?
No, look.
Keep you awake at night, no?
My time will come, I'm not finished yet.
Well, you're suggesting that Ryan is. Okay, Cuchulainns have a free. Let's get to the action. It's a 1 point game, 10 minutes aside. That one is dropping. It's not going to threaten the goalkeeper, but it does go over the crossbar. It's a good score, it's a good strike. And we're all square. Long ball, good bouncing ball. He got out in front, couldn't take it cleanly, but typical of Moninne, doesn't give up, squeezes between the defenders. He's still going. He might need support, but he might not, you know. No, he had the pressure on him. He hit it wide, or is it an equivalent 65? It's an equivalent 65. Cuchulainns not happy because this game is going to be tight, so it could come down to 1 point. Well, the referee, Jerry Delaney, was very sure. He didn't hesitate at all. Goalkeeper Paddy Heaney is arguing like any good goalkeeper would.
He's given a 65, Oisin, I think, is he?
Yep.
Very tight game, draw match. Low scoring enough game, I suppose. But again, when you've only 10 minutes to play with and you've had a long day of hurling, it can be hard to get those scores sometimes.
And that stoppage will allow guys to just get some air into the lungs. Here's Marshall. Well, Cuchulainns will feel that justice has been done because he struck that one wide. The breeze is making things a little bit more awkward, and as I say, it has picked up throughout the day. You can feel it now. You couldn't feel it earlier on. Here's Conor Devlin. Wide. I have a confession to make. Do you see the bin behind the goals?
Yes.
I thought that was just a general bin, so I put my coffee cup into it. It's actually for the lines, people's flags and things like that. So, but it was, I couldn't get it back out. Here's Rice. Good, really good defending.
That's fantastic defending. Really well done there.
They go long where it's one-on-one, but it's too high for the two of them, and the keeper is going to collect this. It is Malloy. Has a look up, goes long.
It's good space.
McCann allows it to bounce into Islova. McCann bearing in on goal. McCann, can he get a shot away? Yes.
He does.
And I think he was going for the point. I think he was at such a tight angle and he had to shift his weight so much he would have been unbalanced going for goal, so he just did the wise thing and popped it over for a point.
That's a great ball up the line. Here come Cuchulainns again. Oh,
it's a good save by Malloy. Wasn't a particularly stinging shot though. Remember, you can get stats on this game and everything else that happened today via the Performer Sports website. They're the ones providing the platform for broadcasts. He's going to race after his own breaking ball, Dwyer Marshall. Dwyer Marshall does really well. Marshall being chased down by McParland. Great hook. McParland wins it. They're working really hard, Cuchulainns. And now they're after creating an opening.
They are. It's an easy score.
Yeah, it's a good point by Devlin. Well, this game really exciting. 6.5 minutes to go. This is the Shield final still to come. The cup final between Kilkenny's Lisdowney and Dublin's O'Toole's.
Hopefully we'll be in for a good finish here.
O'Toole's have never won the cup, but they have been in finals. They've been in 2, I think, in the 90s and lost both. And when you look at the age profile of their team, it looks like they're making a comeback now. They've always been in senior hurling, but they've struggled to kind of get to the latter end of the championship in recent times. But
it looks like they're on the way up. They've taken a dip, but yeah, they're on the comeback. Good to see.
We'll talk more about them when it comes to the final. Can they work a score? It's Mark McCann. Winds up, goes for it. Mark McCann, an excellent strike.
Really good score. See how quickly the puck out's out again. Cuchulainns having space.
Eoghan Ruadh by 1 point. And that's off the side netting, so the gap remains.
He did well to take on his man, just couldn't finish.
The fatigue is really beginning to bite sometimes. You'll finish a chance easily, you'll finish the chance a lot easier than
when you're fresher.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Fatigue beginning to get to me, I think, Niall. Thanks for saving me there. The further into the day you get, the harder it gets, I imagine.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like when you get to the end of a game, the muscles just aren't working quite as quickly. The brain maybe isn't working quite as quickly.
Just decision making, it's just that when you make the mistakes. But look, that's part and parcel of the game. It's bringing excitement too. Here's Eoghan Ruadh now making good use of the goalkeeper here. But they might create a score from this.
Colin Malloy. Wide, he's unlucky. Worth an effort. And it's one of those games where points count for a lot. Sometimes in a sevens match, if this makes sense, you don't get a whole pile out of points because there's so many goals going in, but points are really, really telling in this game. And there's another fine one from Conor Devlin.
It's a really good score, but they kind of bunched and broke out into space, and really good score by Devlin.
Great interception. Cuchulainns beginning to get on top just a little bit. I know it's 10 points apiece, but they look like they're getting the ball easier and creating scores easier. Here's Devlin. Might go for goal this time. Devlin. No, just taps it over again. Again, the wise choice because it would have been a 50-50 shot at best from that angle.
Yeah, taking your scores. Simple scores.
This is the first sevens on this new pitch. redeveloped over the last year. Savage work has been put in. Moninne, speaking of savage work, whoa, it's off the woodwork. Chance maybe not gone yet. Cuchulainns get in there with a body and Marley gets it away. Great defence by Marley. He read it really well. He followed it in. He didn't give up on it. Moninne must be thinking, what do I have to do to get a goal here?
Absolutely, and again, did very well to secure possession and go in on goal, just couldn't finish. But again, they're getting chances, so I think we'll have a couple of more goals before this game finishes, Oisín.
Cuchulainns by 1. You nearly have to remind yourself of that because they've been on top for the second half. But again, things change so quickly in sevens. As you've just seen, they nearly changed. They didn't quite, but they might. Here's Dwyer Marshall rolling it inside to his man. And James McCann takes off. McCann drops it, but somehow ploughs on. Leaves the ball behind him. Cuchulainns go on the counter-attack. Devlin is the target. It's a little bit too high for him, but he doesn't give up on it. Will it hold up on the grass? No, it doesn't. It goes out over the end line.
This is where the play has been to loosen up now. You're getting free players. Maybe he's a bit of fatigue. That was a great block.
Fantastic. Marshall blocked down. He might get a second bite of this particular cherry. He is being heavily policed by William Wong, who does really well. It is an Eoghan Ruadh ball, but it could have been far worse for Cuchulainns. If we're talking about an Armagh hurling team, I'm going to mention Simon Doherty, the Armagh goalkeeper, now playing for St John's in Belfast, but no doubt he's watching this one, and he's just watching as a great point has gone over and we're all square again. Here's Devlin. Devlin takes it in the corner. Does he have options? Devlin's going to go for it. Goes to ground. Is it a free? Yes. It's such a tight game. It's such an entertaining game.
He did well there. He had nowhere else to go except take his man on down the line. Did well to get the free. And again, just nip and tuck here. Great game of hurling.
4 counties represented across the 2 finals. Armagh and Tyrone here, Kilkenny and Dublin later on. He'll just tap this one over and put Cuchulainns back in front. That's exactly what he does. Keeper goes long. He doesn't waste time on the puckheads, Malloy. He gets them out quickly. Here's James McCann. McCann trying to skin Rice. McCann, Rice with a brilliant little flick, but McCann gets it back and hits it wide.
It's great. That was great defending from Rice that time. Stayed with him, put the pressure on, and then just forced the shot wide.
Nice move inside. Well caught by Fitzgerald. Oh, it's a little bit loose. And Cuchulainns have it back. And they go long. Are they looking for Devlin? Devlin tries to make it his. Really good defending again. That was Dwyer Marshall who was stuck to him. Dwyer Marshall has been immense. But Devlin does win the possession. Devlin, will he go for a goal? No. The route was blocked. And he just swung around and hit it wide.
Again, yeah, just it's a tough run to make. Late in the game.
Only seconds remaining. You feel that a goal for either team would nearly win it. James McCann. Moninne. It's a really good take. It's a really good run. He does have a long way to go. He'll try to take his point. It's dipping, and the keeper is equal to it. Paddy Heaney has a little look up. His team are leading. We're now into injury time. Heaney takes it.
That's it.
Malloy gets the last puck of the game. And Cuchulainns win it by a point. What an amazing final that was. The shield is going to Armagh. Niall Corcoran, you can't say they didn't deserve it.
No, fantastic game. Some great scores. And again, yeah, definitely deserved by Cuchulainns. Devlin in particular was really impressive up front and got some crucial scores, so congratulations to them.
A hard luck to Eoghan Ruadh, who just were so unlucky.
Fought to the bitter end, you know, and he couldn't say if they'd gotten a draw that it would have been wouldn't have been unjust. Did really well and just pipped at the post, Oisín, and that just happens. That's the game of hurling.
Certainly is. Right, you can probably see it on the far side. O'Toole's in the green and white warming up for the cup final. That is coming up. It is live here on Kilmacud Crokes 7s.tv, and we'd love to hear from you via any of the social media channels. You can get us on the Crokes Twitter page, you can get us on the Sevens Twitter account. There is a specific one. You can get me on @Oisín Langan, and you can get Niall on Niall. What's your Twitter account again?
2Corco.
2Corco. There we go. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to take a little bit of a break and draw our breath. Coming up, the cup final between O'Toole's of Dublin and Lisdowney of Kilkenny.